Hi, welcome to this Corbettmaths video. In this video, we're going to look at the video solutions to the Factorisation practice questions. If you need any extra help with factorising, if you go to corbettmaths.com/contents and you scroll down to video number 117, there's a video tutorial there on factorisation. Alternatively, you can scan this QR code and bring you straight to the video. But in this video, we're focusing on the practice question solutions, so let's get started. Okay, let's have a look at question number 1. So question number 1 says factorise 3y plus 15. So we want to factorise this expression, which means we want to put the brackets back in. And 3y and 15 are both divisible by 3. So let's write our 3 down, and then let's open up our brackets, and let's divide both of these terms by 3. So if we had 3y, and we divide by 3, or take the 3 out, we'd just be left with y, because 3 times y is 3y. Then we've got our plus sign, and then 15 divided by 3 is 5. So if we were asked to factorise 3y plus 15, the answer would be 3 bracket y plus 5. So we've factorised 3y plus 15 and we've got 3 bracket y plus 5. I remember factorising is the reverse process to expanded brackets. So if we wanted to check our answer, we could just expand this. And 3 times y would be 3y and 3 times 5 would be 15. So if we were to expand this, we would get 3y plus 15, which is what we started with. So we know we're right. So the answer would be 3 bracket y plus 5. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Okay, let's have a look at question number 2. So question number 2 says factorise 4w subtract 6. So we want to factorise this, so we want to put the brackets back in, and let's have a look at our 4w and our 6. They're both divisible by 2, so let's take 2 out as a factor, and then let's open up our brackets, and let's divide both of these terms by 2. So we've got 4w, we're going to divide that by 2, so it's going to be 2w, and 2 times 2w is 4w. Then we've got our subtract, and then we've got 6 divided by 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So if we were asked to factorise 4w subtract 6, the answer would be 2 bracket 2w subtract 3, and that's it. And again, we could check our answer by expanding, and if we expanded this bracket, we would get 4w subtract 6. Okay, let's have a look at question number 3. So question number 3 says factorise 5m plus 15. So let's consider the common factors. Let's see what we can divide both of these terms by. So we've got 5m and 15. Well, both of these terms would be divisible by 5. So let's take our 5 out and let's open up our brackets. And if we were to divide both of these terms by 5, well, 5m divided by 5 would just be m, and 5 times m is 5m. Then we've got our plus sign, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. So if we were asked to factorise 5m plus 15, the answer would be 5 brackets m plus 3, close brackets. So answer is 5 brackets m plus 3. And that's it. And again, we can check our answer. If we do 5 times m, that's 5m, and 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, let's have a look at question number 4. So question number 4 says factorise 15y plus 20. So let's consider our common factors of 15y and 20. Well, we can divide both of them by 5. So let's take our 5 out and then open up our brackets, and let's divide both of these terms by 5. So 15y divided by 5 would be 3y, and again 5 times 3y is 15y. We've then got our plus sign, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. So if we were asked to factorise 15y plus 20, the answer would be 5 brackets 3y plus 4, close brackets. So answer is 5 brackets 3y plus 4, and that's it. Okay, let's have a look at question number 5. So question number 5 says factorise 18x plus 9. So let's see what both of these terms are divisible by. We could divide both of them by 3 and take 3 out, but actually I think 9 would be a better option because it's the biggest number we can divide both of these terms by. It's the highest common factor. So if we divide 18x by 9, so let's take 9 out and let's open up our brackets, and 18x divided by 9 would be 2x, and let's just check that. 9 times 2x is 18x. Then we've got our plus sign, and 9 divided by 9 is 1. And that means that our answer would be 9 brackets 2x plus 1, close brackets. And we can check our answer. 9 times 2x is 18x, and 9 times 1 is 9. So that would be 18x plus 9, so we know we're right. Okay, let's have a look at question number 6. Okay, let's have a look at question number 6. So question number 6 says Nina is trying to factorise 22x subtract 33. And her answer is 11, open brackets, 2x plus 3, close brackets. Explain why Nina is incorrect. So let's actually factorise this and see what we get if we were to factorise 22x subtract 33 and see what we get. So 22x and 33, well, we can take 11 out and then open up our brackets. And if we divide both of these by 11, 22x divided by 11 will be 2x. And let's just check that. 2x times 11 would be 22x. Then we would have our subtract, and 33 divided by 11 is 3. So that means that we would have 11, open brackets, 2x subtract 3. But Nina wrote 11, open brackets, 2x plus 3, close brackets. So Nina's put a plus sign inside of the bracket when actually it should be a subtract. So let's write that down. And that's it. So just written down, Nina should have used subtract instead of add. Okay, let's have a look at question number 7. Okay, let's have a look at question number 7. So question number 7 says factorise 27x subtract 45. So 27x and 45 are both divisible by 9. So let's take 9 outside of our brackets and then open up our brackets. And 27x divided by 9 would be 3x, because 27 divided by 9 is 3, and then we've got our x. And then we've got our subtract sign, and then 45 divided by 9 would be 5. So if we were asked to factorise 27x subtract 45, the answer would be 9, open brackets, 3x, minus 5, close brackets. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at question number 8. So question number 8 says factorise 14x plus 20. So 14x and 20 are both divisible by 2. And actually, that's the highest common factor that I can think of for 14x and 20. So let's do 2, then open up our brackets and divide both of the terms by 2. So 14x divided by 2 would be 7x. And then we've got our plus sign. And then 20 divided by 2 would be 10. So the answer would be 2, open brackets, 7x plus 10, close brackets. And that's it. So if we were asked to factorise 14x plus 20, our answer would be 2, and then bracket 7x plus 10, close brackets. And again, we can check our answer. 2 times 7x is 14x, and 2 times 10 is 20. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 9. So question number 9 says factorise 4x plus 12y. So let's consider 4x and 12y. They're both divisible by 4, so let's write 4 down, then open up our brackets, and then divide both of the terms by 4. Well, 4x divided by 4 would just be x, and we can check that. 4 times x is 4x. Then we've got our plus sign, and then 12y divided by 4. Well, 12 divided by 4 is 3, and then we've got our y, so 3y. And so that means our answer would be 4, brackets, x plus 3y. Close brackets. And again, we can check our answer. 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times 3y would be 12y. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 10. So question number 10 says factorise fully 100x subtract 40. So we want to find the biggest possible number we can divide both 100x by and 40 by, and that would be 20. So you could choose other numbers such as 2 or 5 or 10, but that means then you would have to then factorise again. You have to factorise what's inside the bracket again. So whenever you're trying to find the number to take outside of the brackets, it can be quite useful to find the highest common factor of the terms. So we've got 100x subtract 40. So we're going to take 20 out, so let's now divide both of the terms by 20. So 100x divided by 20, well, 100 divided by 20 is 5, so that'll be 5x. Then we've got our subtract, and 40 divided by 20 is 2. So our answer would be 20, open brackets, 5x, minus 2, close brackets. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 11. So question number 11, we've been asked to factorise 21x plus 35y subtract 14z. Now, if we look at these terms, I can see they're all divisible by 7, because we've got 21, 35, and 14. We can divide all of those by 7. And I can't think of any other higher common factors than 7. So I'm going to take 7 outside of the brackets, and then open up the brackets, and then I'm going to divide all the terms by 7. 21x divided by 7, well, 21 divided by 7 is 3, and then we've got x. We've then got our plus sign. 35y divided by 7, well, 35 divided by 7 is 5, so that would be 5y. And then we've got subtract, and then 14z divided by 7, well, 14 divided by 7 is 2, so that'll be 2z. So that means our answer would be 7, open brackets, 3x plus 5y, subtract 2z. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at question number 12. So question number 12, we've been asked to factorise a squared plus 3a. So whenever we're asked to factorise something like this, rather than taking numbers out, we're actually going to take letters out. So it's not always numbers we take out whenever we're factorising. We can take out letters, and sometimes we'll take out letters and numbers. Okay, so here we've got a squared plus 3a. So both of these terms are divisible by a. So let's take a outside, and then open up our brackets. And then if we divide both terms by a squared divided by a would just be a. And then we've got our plus sign, and 3a divided by a would just be 3. So if we were asked to factorise a squared plus 3a, the answer would be a, brackets, a plus 3, close brackets. And we can check our answer. A times a is a squared, and a times 3 would be 3a, so it would be a squared plus 3a. Okay, let's have a look at question number 13. So question number 13, we've got w squared subtract 5w. Both of these terms are divisible by w, so let's take w out, and then open up our brackets, and then let's divide both of the terms by w. W squared divided by w would just be w, and then we've got subtract, and 5w divided by w would just be 5. So the answer would be w, open brackets, w subtract 5, close brackets. And that's it. So if we're asked to factorise w squared subtract 5w, answer would be w, open brackets, w subtract 5, close brackets. Okay, let's have a look at question number 14. So question number 14, we've been asked to factorise fully 2x squared plus 10x. Now in this question, we're not just going to take out a number or a letter, we're going to be taking out numbers and letters. And there's a bit of a hint in the question where it says factorise fully. So that gives us an idea that we should check to see if we can take out both letters and numbers. So if we look at 2x squared plus 10x, both of these terms are divisible by 2 because we've got 2 and 10 and we can divide both of those by 2. But we've got x squared and x, so we can divide both of the terms by x as well. So let's take 2x outside and then open up our bracket. Well, we had 2x squared, we've taken out the 2 already, and then we've taken out an x. I'll just leave us with an x, and let's just check that. 2x times x is 2x squared. And then we've got plus, and then if we have a look at our next term, which is 10x, we're going to divide that by 2x. Well, we've taken out the x, and then we're dividing by 2, so that will just leave us with 5. And if we check, we've got 2x times x, which is 2x squared, and we've got 2x times 5, which is 10x, and we've got our plus sign. So the answer would be 2x, open brackets, x plus 5, close brackets, and that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Our next question, we've been asked to factorise fully 9y squared plus 6y. So both of these terms are divisible by 3, because 9 and 6, we can divide both of those by 3. And we've got y squared and y, so we can take a y out as well. So let's take 3y outside and then open up our brackets and then divide both of the terms by 3y to see what goes inside the brackets. Well, 9y squared divided by 3y, well 9 divided by 3 is 3, and then we've got y squared divided by y, so that just leaves y. And let's just check that, 3y times 3y is 9y squared. Then we've got our plus sign, and then we're going to divide 6y by 3y. But we've taken the y out already, and then we've got 6 divided by 3, which is 2. So that means our answer would be 3y, open brackets, so 3y, open brackets, 3y plus 2, close brackets. And let's just check our answer. 3y times 3y is 9y squared, and 3y times 2 would be 6y, and we've got our plus sign in the middle. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Okay, let's have a look at question number 16. So question number 16 says factorise fully 24x squared plus 20x. Well, we've got 24 and 20, and the highest common factor of 24 and 20 would be 4, so let's take a 4 out. And then we've got x squared and x, so let's take an x out as well. So let's divide both 24x squared and 20x by 4x and see what goes inside the brackets. So 24 divided by 4 is 6, and x squared divided by x would be x. So we'd have 4x times 6x, which is 24x squared. Fantastic. Then we've got our plus sign, and then we've got 20x divided by 4x. Well, we've taken our x out, and then we've got 20 divided by 4, which would be 5. So that means our answer would be 4x, open brackets, 6x plus 5, close brackets. And we can check our answer. 4x times 6x is 24x squared, and then we've got 4x times 5, which is 20x, and that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. So our next question, question number 17, says factorise fully 21x squared subtract 14x. Well, 21 and 14, the highest common factor of 21 and 14 would be 7. And then we've got an x squared and an x, so we're going to take an x out as well. Then open up our brackets, and 21x squared divided by 7x. Well, 21 divided by 7 is 3, and x squared divided by x is x. So that gives us 3x. Then we've got to subtract, and then we're going to divide 14x by 7x. Well, we've taken the x out, and 14 divided by 7 is 2. So that means the answer would be 7x, open brackets, 3x, subtract 2, close brackets, and that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 18. So question number 18 says George is trying to fully factorise 8x squared subtract 12x, and his answer is 2, open brackets, 4x squared subtract 6x. Explain why George is incorrect. Well, I can actually see two mistakes George has made. First of all, if you look inside this bracket, he's got x squared and x. That would suggest that maybe he could take an x out as well. He should have taken an x out, not just the 2. Also, if we look inside the brackets, we've got 4 and 6. Now, they're both divisible by 2, so he should have taken out, rather than taking 2 out, he should have taken 4 out. And let's actually factorise this and see what he would get if he factorised fully. So if we've got 8x squared subtract 12x, the highest common factor of 8 and 12 is 4. And we've got x squared and x, so let's take an x out as well. And then open up our brackets, and then 8x squared divided by 4x. Well, 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then we've got x squared divided by x, which would be x. Then a subtract, and then we've got 12x divided by 4x. Well, we've taken the x out already, and then 12 divided by 4 would be 3. So if George was factorising fully, his answer should be 4x, open brackets, 2x subtract 3. But George hasn't done that, he's just taken a 2 out, and so he hasn't factorised fully. So let's explain that. And that's it, and I've just explained George should have factorised fully. His answer should be 4x, open brackets, 2x subtract 3, close brackets, and that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 19. Question number 19 says factorise fully 24y squared subtract 18y. So we've got 24 and 18. The highest common factor of 24 and 18 would be 6. So let's put our 6 outside. And then we've got y squared and y, so we can take a y out as well. And then open up our brackets. 24y squared divided by 6y. Well, 24 divided by 6 is 4. And then we've got y squared divided by y, which would be y. So let's just check that. 6y times 4y is 24y squared. Then we've got subtract. And then we're going to do 18y divided by 6y. Well, 18 divided by 6 is 3. And we've taken the y out already. So that's it. So our answer would be 6y, open brackets, 4y, subtract 3, close brackets. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Question number 20. Question number 20 says factorise c cubed plus 2c. Well, as you can see here, we've got c cubed and we've got 2c. Both of these terms have both got c's in them. So let's take c out as a factor, a common factor, and then open up our brackets and divide both of the terms by c. So c cubed divided by c, well, c cubed is c times c times c. If we divide that by c, we'd just be left with c squared because we've got c times c. And let's just check that. C times c squared would be c cubed. And then we've got plus, and then we had 2c. We've divided it by c, or we're taking the c out, so we'd just be left with 2. So the answer would be c, open brackets, c squared plus 2. And that's it. And we can check our answer. C times c squared is c cubed, and c times 2 is 2c. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at question number 21. Question number 21, we've been asked to factorise 2w squared plus w. Well, both of these terms are divisible by w, so let's take our w out. So we've got w and then open brackets. And we had 2w squared. Well, if we divide that by w, that would just leave us with 2w. And we can check that. W times 2w is 2w squared. And plus, and then we've got w, but we're dividing it by w because we're dividing both of the terms by w, and w divided by w is just 1. So answer would be w, open brackets, 2w plus 1, close brackets. And let's just check our answer. W times 2w is 2w squared, and w times 1 will be w, and that's it. Okay, let's have a look at question number 22. Question number 22, we've been asked to factorise fully 9m squared subtract 12mp. Now, both of these terms are divisible by 3 because we've got 9 and 12, so we can divide both of those by 3. Also, we've got m squared and mp, so they're both divisible by m as well. So let's take 3m out as a common factor. So we've got 3m, open brackets, and divide both of the terms by 3m. So 9m squared divided by 3m. Well, 9 divided by 3 is 3, and then we've got m squared divided by m, so that's m, and then we've got subtract, and then we had 12mp, and we're dividing it by 3m. Well, 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4. We've taken the m out, so it will just leave us with p. So the answer would be 3m, open brackets, 3m, subtract 4p, close brackets. And let's just check our answer. 3m times 3m is 9m squared, subtract, and then we've got 3m times 4p, 3 times 4 is 12, and then mp, you just put them together, so it'll be 12mp. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 23. Question number 23 says factorise 6w plus 10x. So 6w and 10x, so in terms of common factors, I can see they're both divisible by 2. We can't take any letters out, so it's just going to be 2. And then open brackets and divide both of the terms by 2. 6w divided by 2 is 3w. And then we've got plus, and then 10x divided by 2 would be 5x. And that's it. So the answer would be 2, open brackets, 3w plus 5x. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 24. Question number 24, we've been asked to factorise 12 plus 4p. Well, in terms of common factors, I can see we can divide both of these terms by 4, and that's it. So 4, open brackets, and dividing both of the terms by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3, and then we've got plus, and then 4p divided by 4, well, that would just be p. So the answer would be 4, open brackets, 3 plus p, and that's it, close brackets. Okay, let's have a look at question number 25. Question number 25, we've been asked to factorise y subtract y squared. Now, both of these terms are divisible by y, so let's take y out and then open up our brackets and then divide both of the terms by y. Well, y divided by y would just be 1, and then we've got subtract, and then y squared divided by y would just be y. So our answer would be y, open brackets, 1 minus y, close brackets. And let's just check our answer. Y times 1 would be y, and then we've got subtract, and y times y would be y squared. And that's it. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 26. And I like this question. It says factorise fully 20a squared c plus 30ac. So in terms of this question, we can see first of all that 20 and 30 are both divisible by 10. So let's take 10 out. And then we've got a squared c and ac. So I can see we can divide both of these terms by a because we've got a squared and a. So we can take an a out. And then we've got c and c. So we can actually take a c out as well. So let's take 10ac out as our common factor. Then open up our brackets and divide both of the terms by 10ac and see what's left. So if we had 20a squared c and we divide that by 10ac, well 20 divided by 10 is 2, so 2. A squared divided by a, well that's going to be a, and we're taking out our c as well, so it'll just be 2a. And let's just check that, 10ac times 2a, well 10 times 2 is 20, a times a is a squared, and then we've got our c, so that'll be 20a squared c. And then we've got plus, and then we've got 30ac, and we're going to divide it by 10ac. Well 30 divided by 10 is 3, and we've taken out our a and our c, so it'll just be 3. And that's it. So answer would be 10ac, open brackets, 2a plus 3, close brackets. And let's just check our answer. If we were to expand this, let's just check we would get what we started with. 10ac times 2a would be 20a squared c, and that's what we've got. And then 10ac times 3 would be 30ac. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 27. Question number 27, we've been asked to factorise fully 6x cubed plus 8x squared y. So if we have a look here, we can see we can divide both of these numbers by 2, so let's take a 2 out. And then we've got x cubed and x squared, so we can actually take the x squared out. We can divide both x cubed and x squared by x squared, so let's take x squared out. And then in terms of our y's, we don't actually have a y in this term, so we can't take y out. So we're going to take out 2x squared outside of our brackets, and then let's divide both of the terms by 2x squared and see what we would have left. So if we had 6x cubed and we divided by 2x squared, well 6 divided by 2 is 3, and x cubed divided by x squared is x, and that would be it. So we've got 2x squared times 3x, and that would be 6x cubed, fantastic. And then plus, and then if we divide 8x squared y by 2x squared, let's see what we get. 8 divided by 2 is 4. X squared divided by x squared, well that means the x squared is just coming out, so x squared divided by x squared is 1, so we're not going to write anything there, or as you can see it's come out of the bracket anyway. And then we'll just be left with our y. So that means our answer would be 2x squared, open brackets, 3x plus 4y, close brackets. And let's just check our answer. 2x squared times 3x, well 2 times 3 is 6, and x squared times x is x cubed, fantastic. And then 2x squared times 4y, 2 times 4 is 8, fantastic, and x squared times y, we'll just put them all together, so that'll be 8x squared y. Okay, let's have a look at our next question, question number 28. So question number 28, we've been asked to factorise w squared y plus wy squared. And I like this question because it just looks quite neat. And we've got w squared y and wy squared. So in terms of our common factors, I can see that both terms have got w's in them, and we've got w squared and w, so let's take a w out. And then we've got y and y squared, so let's take a y out. So let's divide both of the terms by wy and see what we've got left. So if we had w squared y and we take out our wy, we'd just be left with a w. And then we've got plus, and then if we had wy squared, if we take out our w and our y, we'd just be left with a y. So answer would be wy, open brackets, w plus y, close brackets. And let's just check our answer. Wy times w would be w squared y, and then wy times y would be wy squared. Okay, let's have a look at our last question, question number 29. So question number 29 says, factorise completely 8ap plus 12cp subtract 4p squared. So in terms of the numbers, we've got 8, 12 and 4. Well, I can see they're all divisible by 4. So let's take a 4 out. And then in terms of our letters, well, we've got a in this term, but we don't have an a in this term or this term, so we can't take an a out. And then if we look at the next letter, p, you can see the first term's got a p in it, the second term's got a p, and the last term's got a p squared, so we can take p out. And that's it. So let's open up our brackets and divide all the terms by 4p and see what goes inside the brackets. So if we had 8ap and we divide that by 4p, well 8 divided by 4 is 2. We've got our a and we've taken our p out, so it'll just be 2a. And let's just check that. 4p times 2a is 8ap. Then we've got our plus sign. Then we had 12cp, we're dividing that by 4p, so 12 divided by 4 is 3. We've got our c, and we've taken our p out, so it would just be 3c. And let's just check that, 4p times 3c, 4 times 3 is 12, cp. And then we've got subtract, and we had 4p squared, and we were dividing that by 4p. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and p squared divided by p would be p, so that'd be 1p, but let's just write p, and that's it. So answer would be 4p, open brackets, 2a plus 3c minus p, and that's it, close brackets. And that's it. So these have been the video solutions to the factorisation practice questions. If you need any extra help with factorisation, if you go to corbettmaths.com/content and scroll down to video number 117, there's a video there on factorising. Alternatively, you can scan this QR code. I really hope you found this video useful. If you have found it useful, please like it and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.